We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended warranty for quite some time now. This will be our final attempt to try and reach you.
What's up, From fans? This is the Movie Guru, and season 2, episode 8 is out. And now I like to wait a little while to do my reviews and wait for the episode 9 trailer. And so it's out right now, so I'm gonna do my video, but I'm gonna try to do this one a little bit different. I'm gonna try to put out some things that you might have missed on this episode. So look, as always, make sure you like and subscribe. I am the Movie Guru. Let's get into this video. Of course, the most surprising thing was the phone call. Nobody saw this coming. Totally added another level of mystery to the show. I had no idea what they were going to say. In the pre-watch video, I did have the picture of Kenny on the phone, but I didn't know what they were going to say. I made a little joke at the beginning of this video, but we do get to hear what they said. They touch, they break, they steal. No one here is free. Here they come for 3 unless you stop the melody. So everyone's sort of been breaking down their theories on who is going to be the 3 that they take. So I want to give you guys my theory on who's going to be the 3. I said in a previous video that Mari is not looking good. She's going through withdrawal right now, and I do believe that this makes her weak and susceptible to whatever forces are at play here. And so I definitely think Mari is one of them. I did say that she already saw the music box. I do believe that Mara will be one of the 3. Okay, so my next theory is that for the second person that they're going to take, I think it's going to be Julie. You know, I identified this, that she hasn't done anything this season but be a cheerleader. I mean, they've put her in a couple of scenes where she's been a big part of that scene, but didn't have a big role on actually getting everything done. She seems to be really loved and adored by everybody. She's working at the diner. She's Elgin's, confiding in her, and Ethan and her are now better siblings, and just a ton of stuff going on with Julie right now. And so I do believe that the writers have a few tricks up their sleeve, and I do think that they will throw some curveballs, and I don't think anyone has seen this coming. And so I do want to say that I think that Julie is the one that they take. Now, as far as who the third was, I think it's probably just going to be random. I don't see any really clues to who I think is going to be taken. I'm not sure who the third person will be, but that's the great thing about the mystery. I don't think it'll be Elgin. I don't think it'll be Tully. I don't think it'll be anybody else. It's definitely not going to be Ellis. He's been through enough this season. And it's not Fatima. She's been through enough already as well. But we know that it can probably be anybody who falls asleep. The promos for the next episode have been pushing heavy that for some reason you can't go to sleep. And Mari even said it, that can't go to sleep and everybody needs to stay awake. So we'll have to wait and see. The next thing I noticed about the episode is why Victor doesn't enter other houses, right? In this clip, he comes up to the porch. He's giving Ethan the jacket, but he asked to come inside, and he kind of says, no, I'll wait outside. And then I started to think about it. I really never seen him inside, someplace besides the colony house. Now, could this be some sort of like vampire thing, where they have to be invited in? We don't know, but I just thought it was something interesting to point out. The next thing was in that same scene where, Ethan, tried to give Victor a drawing, and he says he doesn't want it because pictures are for things that are gone. Now, it was a picture of Ethan that he drew for Victor, and he kind of wanted him to have it. And Ethan even said, what if something happens to me? And I watched this, and I was kind of thinking like, wow, is this like kind of like foreshadowing? Because we've seen Victor do tons and tons of drawings of people, of things. He drew a picture of Julie. He drew a picture of the Matthews family. He's been drawing tons of things. And so does that mean that everything that he is drawing or willing to draw, is it already dead or gone? So I just sort of thought that was interesting. And I want to go back to the beginning a little bit, and I just want to point out Kenny's mom, Tien's pot. I mean, man, this took everyone for a loop because I mean everyone's been raising the questions like how are they getting all this food? How are they eating so well? And we all know she's the chef. And so when I saw this pot looked like crickets or bugs, I sort of was like, exactly, that's exactly what's been going on. When I first saw this in a pre-watch, I didn't know this was a dream, but I thought this was probably what was going on. That the town was in a dream, and this is what they were really eating. We did find out it was just a dream. Or was it? The next thing that I pointed out that I saw that I thought was interesting was the twin chairs in the diner. I did notice this in episode 8, and there's two high chairs, and they seemed like they just came out of nowhere. It seemed like they weren't there before, especially since Ethan is the youngest person in town. Now, I noticed, the town is kind of made up from what it seems like pieces of houses and from different eras. The Colony House, I believe, was looking like something from the late 70s, 80s, or 90s. Some of the homes looked like they were from the 60s. The diners, more from the 50s. So we kind of saw those type of things. So the high chairs could have already been there. But I figured this was kind of foreshadowing for Ellis and Fatima's child. You just sort of think that it's going to be one kid, but it could be twins. And so with the two high chairs and there not being any other kids in the town, could this be foreshadowing of the twins? Because remember, we did hear from multiple behind the scenes interviews, and even the interview I did with Nathan Simmons, Elgin, where he said, Jack Bender and John Griffin, everything they put on the show is intentional. So this has to be a point out to something that's foreshadowing the future. Unless you believe that Elgin is Ellis and Fatima's time travel baby. I don't know, but let's discuss in the comments. So the next big thing that we found out was that Victor has a sister. Yeah, that's right. I mean, Tabitha gets him to open up. I mean, after so many failed attempts by Jade, she takes Victor back to his room, calms him down a bit, and then they go to the car graveyard and he shows her the drawings in the trunk that allude to his sister. And one of the drawings is the Tower of the Map. And so there's been a lot of talk about, this being a game and a quest and, the Lonely Dragon, and they needed a map. And I mean, that is the map. All right, getting into the big one, looks like Randall has a new plan. Is Donna gonna die, right? I will not lie. It's not looking good for Donna. The powder keg is about to blow, and it looks like she's in a doozy. Randall got the jump on her. Nobody knows where she is except some kind of moron Jim. And I don't think Donna can escape this one. I don't. Even though she is a little bloody, she does look like she went without a fight, right? Which is kind of suspicious. I mean, in this situation, there's no police, no law enforcement, and she knows that nobody knows where she went. That is a fight or flight situation where no matter what the circumstance, you cannot let that man take you. And she kind of looked like she let him take her. And I mean, she should have known something was up, especially since they've had 3 or 4 confrontations that day, right? And I mean, just kept running into him, and she should have known that something was about to happen. I mean, just looking at the pictures, you could tell he's got it written all over his forehead, like, I'm about to, you're done. So there are some theories saying that Donna is going to survive because once she gets left out at night, the creatures won't attack her, proving that she's the witch. And that was the theory. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I do think Donna is the witch, but I think that it was more subtle, like, sure, you can take me, but I know nothing's going to happen to me. And so that's why I think she went with him. I don't think they're going to leave her out there at night. Also, another foreshadowing or symbolism towards her being the witch, I want to point out how she's tied to the tree in the first place, right? Do you see how she's kind of upright and it's wrapped around her midsection? That's the same way that witches were tied in the Salem witch trials. And I had a picture that I wanted to break this down and show the similarities. So I think, these type of things in this show is very intentional. And I think that is definitely a clue. So my final theory is that Donna is not going to die, especially since there's 1 episode left. Here, a death will be a significant one, and honestly, Donna passing will be a show-changing event. So I do believe that some kind of moron Jim or Boyd is going to save her. I mean, that's pretty much what's been happening. Will they have enough time to get back to safety is the real question. I mean, it is getting dark. I believe that Boyd's going to save her. In the next scene, it seems like Boyd and everybody is over there by the diner, and then Kenny says, "Do you guys hear that?" And it's those loud insect noises, and he looks like he's freaking out because that's what he heard in the dream in the beginning. From there, we see the house where a guy is running out screaming, asking for help. But instead of it being a dream like in the beginning, it is the reality. Now, I wanted to point out that could this possibly tie in to some sort of thing with Kenny's mom? I mean, his mom was right there, right? And when he was at home, she was there by when the vision started or the dream happened. And I had pointed out in a previous video that it seems to be when people are around Kenny's mom, they start having a lot of dreams and visions and stuff like that. And Boyd had two at the diner. Sarah had the biggest vision she had at the diner, and now Kenny at his mom's house had a huge vision at the diner. And even Jade, he started having visions when was over there at Kenny's mom's house. So could this all be connected? We don't know. So that's pretty much sums up episode 8 from what we know. We'll have to tune in to episode 9. Now, there were some pictures released from episode 9, and so I wanted to, of course, look at some of those and break those down. But then, most importantly, I do want to get to some spoilers. So let's check out the pictures, and then we'll get into the spoilers.
Come on, we can get inside. Kenny, come on.
So that was like the teaser trailer that they released on the MGM website. And so some of those clips were old, but they did have the shots of Kenny and the pot and sort of the caption there that says, "Don't go to sleep." So we know that's the big thing for episode 9. Now, I want to say that episode 9 title is called Big Ball of Magic Fire. And one of the pics that I have here, you see Boyd. So it looks like he is in the RV. So if you guys remember, that was pretty much where Randall had Donna tied up. So it looks like Boyd does get there in time. He does save the day. He's shooting. So we did see a clip where he was supposed to have some sort of his own silver bullets by what Elgin told him. So it looks like he did that, and it looks like he's out there getting his Rambo on, popping heads, kicking butt, and taking names later. So glad to see Boyd on the job, on the scene, and really showing up for Donna. And so we just have to wait to see how it plays out. Does he catch a body? Does he not? What goes on? In the next clip, we get to see who he's shooting at. And this is probably the clearest clip of the creatures that we've seen in a while. It looks, pretty much clear. Of course, Smiley is not with them. Sorry, everybody who wanted him to come back. I do think that he could possibly make a return in season 3 because he is super popular. And if you guys have not seen the interview that I did with Jamie McGuire, who is the actor who plays Smiley, please check that out. And it looks like they are surrounded. I mean, it was 4 in the first pick. Here's another 4. And so it looks like the mechanic, the old lady, the milkman, and it looks like the groom. Now, to me, the milkman is the scariest. And I told you guys that before. I mean, it's just something weird about milk, being spoiled, and this guy coming to spoil everybody's night. But we know they can't go to sleep, and we know that they're there. And I wanted to point out that the woman in the first picture, that is the one who we all thought was Donna's sister. I mean, she doesn't look like it here, but in the essence of the picture that I had comparing it side by side, they did look very much similar, but we do see that they are totally different. This lady is a lot heavier. In the next clip, we see Jade and Tabitha kind of working on their theories together. Jade looking for the symbol, Tabitha trying to figure out what these ghoulish kids are telling her. And I say ghoulish kids because that is what they are credited as in in the end credits and on IMDb. And so we know that Tabitha got Victor to open up. We know that she has some pictures that we found out that Eloise drew, who is Victor's sister. And so they're trying to put the picture together because we know the pictures are the clues. Now, there is a picture of the lighthouse, and this, I believe, is the map. I mean, this is where everything is pointing to. This is where Boyd and Sarah came to. This is where Tabitha is now coming to. And I'm not sure of Jade as well, because Jade seems to want to more so be into the cave, and he's just trying to build the courage up to go to the cave. But I think this pretty much sums it up, that Tabitha is going to the tower. Now, this clip looks a little different because we got a lot of eye contact going on, and Tabitha's even touching Jade. So it's like, whoa, this is, would Jim approve of this? I mean, while Jim is away, Tabitha will play. Oh man. So the next clip we see looks like the family gathered, and we see in this clip we see looks like everybody's playing some sort of board game. Now, I did do the video with Taryn where we said that the whole show is a game, and more so like a tarot game between the people in the village and its players and, some supernatural forces. So I can't really tell what game they're playing, but we do see a lot of gameplay. We see Julie talking to Ethan. And then the next scene, we do see this picture where it looks like Boyd and Kenny walking into a room. I can't tell what room it is. And I can't tell I don't know if these pictures are in order, but it looks like they're in somebody's house. It could be the house where the girl was killed in the first episode, but I believe that was the house that was fell down. So I'm not sure what house they're in, but they're looking at something. So this next picture is a 100% spoiler alert. If you are not trying to figure out what's going on, then do not look at this pic. So I'll give you guys a minute. All right, let's get into it. Big spoilers right here. And so this is a spoiler from episode 9. And we see, blam, Sarah's got a gun. Everybody watch out. It looks like she's had her wits end. We saw that she was very, very upset about being in the town. We saw that she was trying to go into the woods. She wanted to take a talisman. She just wanted to get out of there. Now it looks like she's given up on everything and willing to roll the dice one last time. So we'll have to see. So look, everybody, thank you guys for tuning in this far. I am the Movie Guru. Thank you guys for all the new followers. Please like and subscribe and help me on my journey to 1,000 subscribers. We're getting closer every video. And look, as always, let's discuss in the comments. All right, y'all. See you guys next episode.